our vision. It becomes our goal. So leadership is an action of leading other people. It's a process of leading other people. Or an organization. It can be people or organization or a community, towards achieving a goal. So these leaders do it by influencing, for example. You can influence the behavior, you can influence the action. And also that these leaders set clear vision for others to believe in it and adopt it. They set clear vision. So that's another aspect. What I want you to do is that when you are looking at this, isolate what action points you see. What do you see in these definitions? You see that this leader is setting a clear vision, a clear goal. So it involves goal setting, vision setting. You have to do that. You cannot lead people when there is no vision, there is no goal. You cannot lead people to nowhere. You have to convince people by clearly setting these goals, these visions. So you are influencing other people. So if we are to summarize what we are learning from this definition, one is that the leader initiates action. Initiation of action is key. That's point number one. You are initiating action. So you start the work and you start communicating to others. So the work should start. Be it in an organization, in a community, you are communicating your policy, your vision, and blah, blah, blah. So the first thing is you initiate action. The second thing that we have learned is that you have to motivate others. So whether you are leading an organization, you have to motivate your employees to do what you want them to do. So sometimes you might have, in a situation where it is an organization, maybe there must be some reward system, for example. It could be non-economic or economic rewards, whatever. Number three is that you will be providing guidance. Because as much as the people might be convinced that and share your vision, you must continuously provide the guidance. You have to provide, because remember, one of the definitions was that you want the goals to be achieved within your parameters. Your set parameters. It means you know how to fulfill that. Not by what they want, but by your way. So, for example, if you want people to, let's say, you want people to make the village clean, so you are initiating a process where you say, okay, guys, the goal is to have your village very clean. Okay? Like an environmental action, for example. You are convincing others that a clean village will reduce diseases. And you articulate your vision so well that people start buying in. Now you, apart from guiding, you have also a way that you have thought of. So, for example, you are not, say, you clean the village by sweeping and burning the waste. Maybe your way of doing it is that you want all garbage to be separated. Plastic on one side, non-plastic on the other. Non-plastic, let's dig pits and make compost. Plastic, let's burn it. I'm just giving an example. So your parameter, your way of doing it is that kind of route. Not what other people wanted, not what other ways that other people have thought of doing the same. Because it all achieves the goal of cleaning up the village. But maybe your goal is the best. Your way of doing it is the best. Okay? Number 4 is that you are responsible for creating confidence that what you have embarked on doing is doable and it will achieve good results. So, in all these definitions by implication, you are the one who is creating the confidence. Because confidence is an important factor for achieving what you want, what you set out to do. Then you are also responsible for building morale. Morale and confidence are not the same thing, right? Morale. So you are building confidence, creating confidence, that's your responsibility. But you are also responsible for building morale. So morale is basically about creating, it indicates willingness to cooperate. Yes. Menyamata morale. Kuipata moto. Yes. M-O-R-A-L-E. Yes. It's an English word. Oh, menyamata morale it's exciting me the way we use it in
giving me some fire.
Building morale. It indicates a willingness to cooperate. So you are willingness to act, for example. The other thing is that I don't know what's the number of what I told you. I'm not keeping track of the numbering. But the next one is you have to build the work environment.
Those are succeeded,
Not necessarily succeeded. Focal point of this thing called leadership. Our point of focus. Remember, those definitions were summaries. They were really trying to capture all the aspects. That's why you have these authors. They have different orientations of defining the same thing, of saying the same thing. So one person tries to use the word influence. Somebody is convincing. I mean, it's the same thing. Somebody says it's a process. Now, a process, if you define leadership as a process, then you know what a process can have so many components in a process. Okay? So some of the key points in this process are the things that we are listing here. Initiating action, motivating, guidance, and so on and so on. Okay? Morale building. And then we are on building work environment. Build a work environment. So you have to create an atmosphere. For example, if you have women and men participants, make sure everybody is comfortable. Ensuring that all manner of people are able. You are in the example I gave you of a village. You want a clean village. Make sure young, old, male, female, uneducated, educated, all people. So you build a work environment which is conducive for your action, for your vision to be implemented, to be adopted and implemented. So you are trying basically to make sure you have an efficient work environment or work atmosphere. And then lastly, you have the need for coordination. Is another focal point, coordination. So coordination also, for example, you have to make sure that individual interests are taken into account. So individual interests, or communal interests, or common interests, you need to make sure that you are coordinating them for your vision, so you are achieving your intended vision. Because sometimes you can have you have a common vision but divergent interests in that vision. So there's need for coordination with the Raja to make sure that you achieve the Raja goal. So you are reconciling, for example, private interest versus organizational targets. Okay, so now these are the points, the action points, focal points for action for this leadership process. Now there are so many other things people have talked about. For example, what are the good characteristics, or what are the characteristics of a good leader? A good leader. Now we're moving away from leadership. Leadership as a concept. Now we're trying to understand a leader. So we're talking about a leader who has the capability to serve. That's what we want. We want, when we say leader, is somebody who is capable of fulfilling this vision or making his vision become the vision of the group. So already we can see that a good leader will communicate effectively. Okay? Yeah, that's one thing we would want to see. I mean, otherwise, nothing will be done. Okay? So therefore, we can start singling out some aspects of this good leader. One is that he has to be confident. People have to have trust and confidence in the leadership. Otherwise, people who are following you will not be satisfied with you. So good leaders are never scared, for example, of being challenged. They are so self-assured. And that self-assurance works wonders for others. So that confidence, when they are so sure of what they are doing, they are confident of what of these things that they want to do. Because if you have a vision and you don't look confident, nobody will follow you. You really have to be convinced. That self-assurance, will transmit into other people's bodies and minds. Okay, so that's very important. Secondly, you have to be compassionate. So you have to use compassion. If you are to lead others to the action that you want. You must want to improve other people's. Look at other people in the group or in the organization that you are leading. Improvement in their lives or welfare. That feeling of you being compassionate is a plus. Because then people will also believe you that whatever you want to do is for the good of everybody. If they look at you as a cruel person, self-centered, there's no way they will easily believe that you are working for the common good. Some people start beginning to think that it's for your personal agenda. So, like confidence, the third aspect is courageousness. You have to be courageous. You are to be willing to take risks when nobody else will. So you must show courageousness. So if others are afraid of, let's say you want to free a path to go maybe a shortcut in the village, and you have taken pangas to start clearing a path, and you as a leader, for example, some people will say, oh, there's usually a snake around this bush. So nobody wants to to go into the bush and start clearing. The reader must read. You must be courageous enough to say, we can do it, and show how courageous you are. So, you must be ready to give complicated feedback or bad news, good news. You must be able to handle things that sometimes some people don't want to hear. You should be courageous enough to say it or to communicate. You must be diligent. That's another issue. Diligent. Diligent. Then you must be, the other thing is that you must be fair. Fairness. Fairness and compassionate, they are not the same thing. You don't have to favor people, for example. Treat all people equally. You should not show favoritism in the people you meet or within the workforce. So if you are to reward, you reward everybody. You cannot reward one person today for a good action, and tomorrow another one also does something similarly good, and you just say thank you, and the other one will promote it. You have to be fair. You must be flexible. You must be able to adapt to situations. You should be able to welcome new ideas and change, for example. Change course if need be. You must be honest. Being honest, having integrity, and building trust. You must be impartial. Impartiality is not the same as fair. Impartiality means being neutral, no prejudices and predispositions. And for example, if some of your people are biased, you should be able to understand the biases in some other people. Don't have prejudices such as, short people are stubborn, or tall people are, no. No prejudices, because people are not, you cannot appreciate people's behavior due to their physical structure, for example. Those are just prejudices. So you must be impartial. Responsiveness, you have to be responsive. Maybe very similar to flexibility. Maybe. Now, I think I at one point I talked about what people think about leaders. Some people think that leaders are born leaders. So we wanted to briefly look at what are the theories of leadership. What a theory is something that explains the way you define a theory. A theory is something that explains how something happens and always happens in that manner. Yeah, so what theories are there to explain leadership?
So can you come again with the definition of the theory?
Sorry?
What definition of the theory?
Oh, theory. Theory is something that explains how something happens and how it always happens like that. That's what theory is all about. So if they say phytograph theory or whatever theory, what they are saying is that it is explaining the relationship between something and something, between one thing and the other. And that explanation is true always. Okay? So it explains how something happens and how it will happen again and again. Okay? So if they say theory of what, basically what they are trying to say is an explanation of something. How something is made or how something is happening, and that explanation is true always. That you can always prove it, that it will be like that. That's why you can have Jackson's theory. You can have Musician's theory. If you can prove something, that something happens like this and it always does. Somebody else can try to dispute you and try to do it and it happens the way you have said. Then everybody will agree that yes, this thing happens like that. So it's an explanation basically. It can be a relationship between things or how something evolves into something else. So you can have a theory of human evolution, which can be, if it is that disapproved, so many times people will condemn it. That's not true. This theory has so many weaknesses, for example. So people can criticize your theory, for example. That is not always true. So basically, theory, I think, I've never tried to Google it. You must go on, you can Google anything. I don't know what answer does Google give. what is theory? Just try. I don't know whether it will say what I have said. But must go on in Zambia. The right guy would go to the library. The library would be many kilometers away. You want an answer for something, you can only go to the library and check. And try to read a book. says almost anything. Okay, so theories of leadership. What explanation to people? What explanation can always be true about leadership? So theories of leadership. We should also remember a theory can be true at one time, and later on, maybe it can be true, only that maybe 20 years later, somebody else comes up with something and is able to prove that that theory is wrong, and develops another. Okay? So, a theory can be correct, can be true until it is challenged. An explanation can be correct and true until somebody else disapproves it, finds that it doesn't work. So, theories of leadership can also evolve, like theories of anything can evolve. Okay? So, you might find that these theories of leadership there might be some early theories, later on they have changed because people have had new information to explain, something like that. So, for example, in the 1930s to 1940s, there was this theory of called trait theory. Trait, like T-R-A-I-T, a trait theory. This was in the 1930s and 1940s. So this trait theory believes that people are both born or are made with positive abilities that will make them excel in leadership roles. That's what trait theory is. Trait theory believes that people are both born or are made with positive abilities that will make them excel in leadership roles. So it looked at distinct characteristics such as like intelligence, sense of responsibility, creativity. These things people are born with, so to speak, or made. So it's analyzing intellectual, for example, intellectual ability to attend more, whatever. It's a combination of traits. So this theory also was criticized, that it's not always true. Okay? Which I think there was another person who strongly disapproved and approved this thing wrong in 2009. Very recent. Okay? Somebody said it's not true. So he looked at something else and he was able to say no, it's not true. So, but as early as 1940s, remember this trait theory was in the 1930s and 40s, but between the 40s and 50s, there was another theory which was called behavior theory. Behavior theory, they also tried to look at this issue of leadership. So the behavioral theory, in reaction to the trait theory, they developed a brand new standpoint, for example, that specializes in the behavior of the leaders as opposed to their intellectual or body traits or social traits. So behavior rather than intellect, behavior rather than traits. So it focuses on specific behavior which effective leaders exhibit that might differentiate them from ineffective leaders and effective leaders. Especially this was quite elucidated in a book by Burke, B-U-R-K-E, and Cooper. Burke and Cooper, C-O-O-P-E-R, 204. So it's not just natural talent. So, but leaders can be made, for example. They can be made, not born leaders. So it's the behavioral. You can make them. It's not that they are born leaders, which the trait theory tries to tell us. The behavior theory is trying to say leaders are made, not born. Whereas the trait theory says leaders are born leaders. They are born leaders. For all these, I forgot one theory. Before the trait and behavior theory, there was, in the 1840s, there was a theory called Great Man Theory. Great Man Theory, G-R-E-A-T, Great. Great Man Theory. This was in the 1840s. This theory is not well explained though, but it assumes that the personalities of leadership are intrinsic. So it says great leaders are those who are destined by birth to become a leader. It doesn't tell us what qualities. It just says leadership is intrinsic. Very similar though to the trait theory, as I understand it. Quite similar. But it's talking about that these personalities of leadership are intrinsic. Intrinsic means they are inside. Intrinsic. It assumes that great leaders are those who are destined by birth to become a leader. So, for me, even though they separate this theory as on its own, like great man theory, that people are born great, similar to the trait theory, only that trait looks at traits, at the various characteristics. You know, yeah. So the trait is more specific, whereas the great man theory is that all the leadership qualities are inborn and people are destined to be leaders at base.
Like it's found in a list, like for example, you're a firstborn, like obviously it's going to become a leader.
Because you are born, first or something like that. Maybe just because you are first born, you will be leading. But we have seen a lot of firstborns who are very stupid. You find the last born is more 1-0, in terms of reading but sometimes people, because they are firstborn, there's nothing they can do. They will be the leader. Just like King Charles. Because his death, when Queen Elizabeth died, he had to assume, even though he's not the most bright among Queen Elizabeth's children. Yeah. Then there is another one which is called contingency theory. This was developed in the 1960s. So the contingency theory argues that there is no any single approach of leading. So every leadership should be, or any leadership style should be according to the situation. So there's no single approach of leading. So every leadership style should be created. The leadership style should be created based on a certain conditions or situations. So one situation might need a different style from the other. Depends on the situation of the day. You adopt a situation, a style based on the situation. So some people will perform better in certain situations than other situations. Or even locations. So the way you lead people in the long way might not work when you want to lead people in jail. Or the way you were leading people 20 years ago might not be the same way you should lead now. So that's what the contingency theory says. So, of course, some people think that this is an extension somehow of the trait theory, because it's related to human characteristics, that these human characteristics are related to situations. This talks about characteristics, human, you should modify your style based on situations. So these characteristics, whether it is talking about intelligence or intellect or whatever, it's about the ability to be able to know this situation should be treated differently from the other. Meaning you should be intelligent enough to change your styles. You should be able to know So very similar to, some people think it's very similar to the trade theory, because it talks about human traits such as intelligence and all that. I'm sure if you are not intelligent, you would not be able to know what your situation is when you are on the side. Yeah. So this continues the theory is talking about, you being responsible. You change based on how people are reacting to your things. If you make a direction, the way people react will teach you how next time to do it. So maybe we are fond of just announcing, and somehow find that there's some backfire. You have to change to being more consultative, for example. So you have changed your side from being, to being consultative. So now, those are the 4 theories. Now we are finished with contingency theory, which talks about you changing according to the situation. Now, because of that, we don't have a lot of time, but let me just touch on leadership styles and models. Remember, models are very similar to theories. Okay? But here we want to talk about styles and models. So leadership style is about the leader's characteristic behavior. When directing, for example, when motivating, what characteristics behaviors do you do when you are directing or motivating or guiding or managing the group? Remember the various things we talked about, the various focal points, action points that we listed, like motivating, guiding, coordinating, all those things. Now, when you are doing these things, when you are motivating, you are guiding, how do you do it? When you are coordinating, motivating, blah blah, initiating action, blah blah, all those things. When you are doing those things, the necessary things, how do you do it? It's the how part now. When we are talking about style, it's how. Okay? So the how has got a number of styles. One style is called authoritative or authoritarian. Kungoramura. Autocratic. Some people call it autocratic leadership or authoritarian leadership. They will deliver clear expectations for what they want. For what they want to be done. They want to be done. What need to be done. They tell you, we will do this. How it will be done. How well it should be done, for example. When it should be done. So they will not miss ways. They will tell you what has to be done, when, how.
It's authoritative or authoritarian. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Authoritarian, authoritative, or autocratic. It depends on how you. It depends on the situation, how you want to use this adjective. It's a command kind of thing. It's concentrated on making commands. You are commanding. So you you are not allowing any input from others, or even for those people who you want them to be doing these things that you want to do. These people who are supposed to do it, you are not even giving them an opportunity to give you an input. You tell them what to do, when, how, without consulting, without letting them also say something. It means you are being very authoritarian, very autocratic. Then there is another style of how you are motivating, you are coordinating, and blah blah, taking action and all that. Another style is you can use the style of participative leadership. Participative leadership. So these are very similar to democratic kind of leadership. It's participative. It's supposed to be very close to what we know as democratic. So democratic is one of the four. There are many others which are also participative apart from democratic. We don't have time, so I will not explain. I will just mention the rest without explanation. So number 3 is what they call delegative leadership. Delegative leadership style. Then there's what they call transformational leadership style. Then we have what we call transactional, like transactional leadership style. We also have what we call charismatic. Charismatic, I will explain more maybe when we meet next time. Charismatic leadership style. Okay? Maybe in your spare time you can check up on those, and when we come in and go quickly, just go over there and go to the next topic. So the reason we are doing this, we are trying to understand leadership and the issue about sustainable development. Guys, some of you have shared the old notes. I hope everybody has a copy. Manoti wote hapo wote up to the end of the semester. We have to share. Admit a group. Find a way that you all have access.
Even in the form so fitting.
Because even above the transfer, minimal transfer, it took 5 minutes to do that. It's the board. So unless we have this time, I need to be surprised. I mean, you push down, they will be able to put it up, but you don't need it.
This is one on phone. Next
time just bring your card in. If you can have a laptop, with the take a fresh away on during break time.
Fresh one in the room. Yeah?
No more.
Yeah, you know, it's not a problem.
It will group.